Metaforce Tutorials. Welcome to Metaforce Tutorials. Today we are gonna learn how to access Metaforce project using computer interface on smartphone, how to install Chromium-based browser, how to create Chromium-based wallet, how to fix errors in your Metaforce account, general bonus tips. Stay tuned.
Hello there, what's up guys? It's getting pretty exciting over here. It's another metaverse tutorial today in the next series today, and so we're going to be learning a lot of things right now. First of all, we are going to be looking at the introduction to accessing metaverse website without issues. Today we are going to look at how to turn your smartphone into a PC. We're going to look at how to be able to use a Chromium based browser. We are going to look at how to be able to access your MetaMask wallet without having to own an application for smartphones like iPhones and Android. And we are going to look at how to be able to access Metaverse dashboard and website without having to encounter any issue at all. So it's going to be a little bit long review, so you can actually take your time to study the platform. So first, what we're going to do is to at least back up an already created wallet. So in this case, I'm going to go direct and back up my wallet that I already signed up from Metaverse. I'll click on my settings, and then I will quickly go over to the wallet section. And of course, like I've always told you, you need to be able to be sure that you are on the right wallet. So I'm going to be using this particular wallet for tutorial. So I'm just going to click it right away, and then I'm going to go down to where I have the particular wallet I want to use. So this case, I'm just going to click like this, and I'm going to click on show secret phrase. Okay, then I'm going to click on then and then provide my security password. And at this point, I'm going to accept the disclaimer here, the security disclaimer here, to give access to my recovery phrase. I would advise you to keep this safe and never share these with any other person, because any person who has access to this particular recovery phrase has access to your funds and every other thing linked to that, your wallet. So in this case, I'm going to click on continue so I can get a revealing of my recovery phrase. So okay, fine. So now that I've copied my particular recovery to the browser we are going to be using today. Now today with this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how you can use a particular smartphone based browser that we are going to be able to access certain features like the Chrome extensions. We are going to be able to add different wallets to this particular browser and access these functions using a Chromium based interface, or as well as in a computer or a desktop view. So you are going to head over
to Play Store
and download this particular application called Kiwi. So if you can see here, I may want to show you the real one. So now when you get to your
Play Store,
you can come here and type here Kiwi. Okay, you can see here, and ensure you download this particular one. You can see here, ensure you download this particular one and make sure that you have updated it to the latest version. Here I have here from Geometry OU, so make sure you get that. And once you get this particular browser, you can open it, and this is what we're going to be using for our tutorial. So this time around, and when you are here now, what we're going to be accessing this time around is to access the extension and add MetaMask as a wallet extension in this particular browser. Now you take a look at the options of this browser before we quickly go in. Let's take a glance at it. And when we look at it, we're going to see something like the settings, and let's click on it. I want to briefly show you something while you're using this. Most times in Metaverse, a lot of people keep having these errors and here because of maybe certain permissions are not granted by their web application or their smartphones. So most times you can actually check these, but you shouldn't mess around with these particular settings, but you should just try some little things and check out some things here. So in this case, I want to show you something. Click on site settings under privacy and security, and so let's get to see something. So you can find out that these are the things that this particular browser can give access to certain websites to access certain functions and you can see here, so imagine that you're trying to access a particular script or website that uses JavaScript and it is not allowed here, so it means that you will not be able to access that function. So, and I want to show you some other things that could be a problem when you're trying to access several other blockchain products and services. For example, let's look at the metaverse. When we talk about metaverse, is where we are looking at the virtual reality, the augmented reality, and other kinds of reality out there in the metaverse world. So, if you are actually trying to use this particular device to access the metaverse functions, you may have to come down to enable these permissions. Okay, so I can actually come and ensure that these particular permissions are selected and they are enabled. You can see it here, so that if I am accessing these functions, I wouldn't have problem. Now, if you really want to go deep, and more specifically for the purpose of this tutorial, we have to click on the all sites, and this is where we can see a lot more things. So, and this we're going to be working on very soon. So just get back to where we started from, and then this time around, let's get down to how to add our wallet. Now, there are two ways you can do this. The first one is going to be the very easy one, and the second one is going to be like the one that I want to be sure of what I'm doing. So in this case, you're going to click on this menu button here at the top screen, and then you're going to come down here and click on the extension. You're going to click on what? Extensions. Now, immediately you click on this extension, it's going to load up direct Chromium extension, and in this case, you have to turn on this particular developer mode. Now, what's the function of developer mode here? You can see at the top screen, it's going to give us certain information like insights on the kind of extensions we are adding, and actually it's going to enable us to be able to install different extensions from the store or other functions. So I'm just going to go right away and click on enable it. Now you can see immediately I enable it, we have other options like install your extension from a zip file, from a pack extension, from a store, or from an update. So in this case, we are going to be doing from store. So you click on store. Okay, fine. Now, okay, based on the tutorial right now, I'm going to show you too. Now, immediately you are loading this particular store, it takes you directly to the Chrome web store. So you should be knowing that you are in the right place. And then so you can come down to the top screen here and go to where you have a search button. You can find the search button here. Okay, then you click on it very well, and then you type the MetaMask. Okay, MetaMask. Okay, and then you search. So you're gonna search, and then allow your network is gonna determine how fast it's gonna load. So you can see here it's directly here. It's already here. So in case you're still like kind of unsure, am I really sure I'm installing the right MetaMask? You should know very well that MetaMask offers you an extension wallet, and it's official. So you can head down to MetaMask website to really verify this if you really want to be sure of what you're doing. So you can come down here and just say MetaMask, MetaMask.io. So you just click in and load it, and then load it up, and then MetaMask website is going to load very well. So you can see a lot of options. You can study and go through the pages and see a lot of things. But in this case, what we're looking for is a download button. So I'm just going to scroll down and look for a download button. I wouldn't want to download from Play Store, so I can click on this one, this option menu here, and then I see a download button which is here. So in this case, I'm just going to click on it. And then once you click on it, you have options like Android, you have options like iOS. In this case, we need from Chrome, so I'm just going to click on here, Chrome, so we can get access to a Chromium based MetaMask extension wallet. So in this case, it tells me, oh, you can install for Chrome, and then I can come down here and I can select any wallet I want. In this case, I just want to click on this install MetaMask for Chrome, and immediately I do that, it's going to still open the same place I opened via the extension. So I have to show you this second model. So if you are the type that says, well, am I sure I'm installing the right wallet? So you can be sure that you are installing the right wallet. It's an official wallet. So in this case, I prefer to work with the QA stuff. I mean, it's faster and it's kind of more nice. So I think I'm just going to go back there. So I'm now in the extension menu on Kiwi, so I can click on MetaMask here and then wait for it to load. So ensure you click on the verified MetaMask wallet. Please take a look at my screen very well. You can see the one that has a kind of a tick here showing that it is verified from MetaMask.io. Do not install anything other than this. So now you head down to the top right screen of you're gonna find something like Add to Chrome. So you click on this, Add to Chrome, Now immediately you click on that, you have to wait. Okay, I've clicked on it, it's checking now. Now it's going to pop up asking you to confirm, so you just have to accept and click on OK. Click on what? OK to accept. It says it can read and change your data on website. It's just a security stuff, it only works on your wallet. So I click on OK. Fine. Immediately I click on OK, it's going to try to download and unpack this. You need to have a little space in your phone. This is a cloud-based stuff, but then it's going to try to interact with your FTP, which is the file transfer protocol, and then you don't want to have little space on your phone because it's not going to go through. So you just have to have a little space on your phone, and you must ensure that you are using the latest version of Kiwi browser, and then you actually have everything set. So if you've done all these things, you can see in a few seconds you have your MetaMask already loaded. Just give it a few seconds, it's going to load up the page, it's going to load up the MetaMask wallet automatically. In case it doesn't do that, I'm going to show you where you can actually go to access it. You can, in case it doesn't do that, I told you it's going to load it, but if it doesn't load, you can actually click on this menu button and then click on what? Extension, and you can find it right there. In this case, it is loaded automatically, so we just have to wait for MetaMask wallet to load, and then we can actually go through the process of setting up a MetaMask wallet on this particular Chromium based browser, which is Kiwi browser. And you don't need an Android phone, you don't need a smartphone, you don't need an iPhone to install this particular wallet to your phone. So it asks you. So at this point we are about to set up our MetaMask, so we can click on getting started. Okay, and then you can read some of these instructions. It says MetaMask would like to gather usage data to better understand how our users interact with this extension. This data will be used to continually improve the usability and user experience of a product and the Ethereum ecosystem. Now MetaMask will always allow you to opt out via settings, send anonymized click and page view events, but we will never collect keys, addresses, transactions, balances, hashes, or any personal information. We will never collect your full IP address, and we will never sell your data. So you can actually take time to read this particular disclaimer and terms and procedures, and then you can click on agree. So I've done my own already, so I can click on agree right now. Now in case you found this, please take note of this. If you click the top right button, the menu button, you're going to see an options like desktop site. We are going to need this feature later on, but for now we work with mobile, and then we can switch to desktop when we get to that particular point. So in this case, I'm going to click on the options like no, I already have a recovery phrase. Yes, let's get up. Now in this case, we are trying to import a particular wallet that is already linked to Metaforce business, so we can actually access it here without having to have those errors and challenges that most people are facing when they are using the Trust wallet or the MetaMask wallet or every other wallet there like Token Pocket and the rest of them. Because I can tell you, though MetaMask is actually the most used wallet here, but it seems to be a little bit buggy, and actually is the most biggest and largest wallet app out there. So sometimes if your device is not very swift and fast, and it's going to give you a lot of errors. So I think this is going to be a better option for you to like import it. So at this point, what we need to do is to click on import wallet. Okay, and then when we get to this point, we just have to fill in our 12 weights. So I'm going to keep typing them. Now you can see as I'm typing it's hiding it to cache sensitive, because there are a lot of soft space that normally most times I'm keeping what we call key lock and trying to check your data. And I'm really sure you're not expecting that I'm going to keep typing all my 12 weights for you. Are you really expecting that right now? Seriously. So I'm going to go through the remaining numbers, and this time around it's going to be hidden. You won't see it. When I'm done, I'm going to tell you and where it was supposed to be presented. So right now I can now click on import. So we can actually get to past that stage, and then in a few seconds it's just going to import my wallet. Let's give it a few seconds and see what it comes out. Okay, I think it's loading. So now when you have done this, what we are trying to do is to send our wallet that was created on Trust Wallet. So it doesn't matter where this wallet was created. So you can recall I copied these from my Trust Wallet, and I can actually copy it from any other place. So it gives me a congratulations and giving me some security tips that I should save a backup and I should never share the phrase with anyone and other things. You can take your time to read. I've actually read these several times in my entire life in the last 10 years, or maybe probably you should be less, because I started using this a couple of years ago, probably I can recall. Now you can actually click on all done, and in this case it's done. So now you can see we are good to go. Now we have our MetaMask Metaverse wallet installed on just a browser. I mean, it could be any device. It could be on your iPad, it could be on your computer, it could be on a smartphone. That phone doesn't need to have an access to an application store. It doesn't need to be installed, so everything works very swift and fast here. So in this case right now you can actually take a little bit, maybe scroll down, see a lot of things here, but we don't really have that time right now. So the next thing you are going to do is ensure that you are on the Polygon network, which is actually the network that Metaforce is actually on. In this case, you're going to go to the top screen, you see something like Ethereum here, which means it's on Ethereum mainnet. So what we are going to be doing is to be changing this to the Polygon network. So in this case, I'm going to click on Ethereum mainnet, and then I'm going to click on Add Network, and then I'm going to go down. This menu is going to show me some popular network. In this case, Polygon is popular enough, so we don't have to add it manually. So I'm going to scroll down and look for Polygon. I'm going to scroll down. In case you can see it, you can search. Okay, look at here, we have a Polygon mainnet. Please, you have to be able to be sure that you are adding the main, and if you're adding the main Polygon, you're going to see things like details about this particular network, which I'm going to show you. So in this case, I'm going to click on Add and then wait for it to load, and we have to verify that we are actually on Polygon network. And so let's get to see, we're going to see things like the website, the URL of the network. We're going to see the ID and several other things as it loads, and from there we can actually confirm that we are actually operating it from the right network. So you need to have a good network. I think at some point in time the network might sometimes be slow depending on the locations and the number of people who are trying to browse with the same network. But right now we can see here that it is the official network URL of Polygon, mainnet.infura.io. The chain ID is 137 and the currency symbol is actually Matic. You can click on view details to see the Explorer, polygonscan.com. So we are good to go. You need to be able to be sure of these information before you go on. So I can click on close, and then I can approve this particular connection to enable Polygon mainnet network on my MetaMask wallet. So when you are done with these, I noticed a lot of things about MetaMask wallet and a lot of synchronization. It doesn't really allow much of cat browsing. What it means, keeping pages and then trying to load other ones and then believing that it's going to continue from where you stop. So in case you're having a white screen for a longer time, you may want to go back and you may want to open the extension again. Remember that you've actually added this extension already to your Kiwi browser, so you can always come down to menu button here and click on extension. Okay, you can see here you can click on extension and select MetaMask there, and when once you click on the extension you will see MetaMask. So, or you can actually go back like this. You can go back in case it doesn't want to load. You can refresh because you are adding the wallet for the first time, and maybe you may want to go back. What I do is I try different options. It works for me, but the one is not gonna waste time is for you to go to the top menu and click on what extension and then load it up again. So maybe we can try that so we can actually learn from it. So you click on this menu here and click on extension, and then it's going to load up your extension. So what you do here is you are going to select MetaMask in the next screen. So in this case I can come down here. You can see here I have MetaMask. So MetaMask is here. Now since MetaMask is there, it means we are doing everything right. So we can scroll down here and click on MetaMask. Okay, fine. Now that we've clicked on it, so we have a new page loaded with the MetaMask wallet, which is going to be much faster than waiting for the other page to automatically refresh or synchronize, which can actually delay a lot depending on your network. So you can see this one works quite faster. So in this case, we cannot use the Polygon because we've just only added it. We need to switch from Ethereum mainnet to Polygon mainnet. So in this case, I'm going to click on the Ethereum and then I'm going to select Polygon. So we can see here Polygon is added successfully, so I can switch to Polygon. Now let's see what happens immediately we're about to switch. Now when you click on this, it's going to ask you to confirm. You can click on confirm automatically. I think my wallet, I set it to automatically accept. Read the instructions. It tells you it's going to interact with your Polygon wallet, and again it's going to show a lot of things. So you can see here that the exact stuff I had there, the Matic I had there on my Trust wallet is actually reflected here. So in this case, you can add a lot of tokens. You can add them, but I'm not going to add it now. We don't really need that. The tutorial is just to show you how you can actually access the website easily, using maybe without having to use a device that is not working, without having to stress yourself with all those devices and all those errors you are getting from your device manufacturer or your wallet app application. So in this case, what you're going to do right now is, as we've set this up, it shows you're not connected. If you really want to connect to any services, you can always click on this connect button that shows on the website, and then from there you can actually access this particular website. Then other things you can do is to click on this menu here to see the things that you are connected to, or you can import other accounts. And then another thing you can also do is click on this menu button here to actually see the kind of devices, the site you are connected to. So in this case, I can click on this connected site, and then I can see what I'm connected to. So in this case, we've not actually connected it here to here, any other thing here, so that's what we're about to do. Now that we are done with this, let's head down to Metaforce website and see how things are and see how we can actually move around here. So in this case, I'm going to click on this, and then I'm going to type Metaforce. Okay, .site. So I'm going to type Metaforce.site, and then I'm going to click on it. You can see here it's already appeared down here, so I'm going to click on it and load it up. Okay, let's see.
Okay, let's load it up. You can see it's very fast. It depends on your network connection. You're gonna have a better network in a better location, so it's loading very well. So the next thing we are gonna do is to access the login, and then we can just click on the menu button above there to access our login button. Then from there, now let's just spot some errors here. We can find some errors here. Now first one, and after you click on the menu button, you click on your login, and then you click on your DApp, and then you wait for it to load. Now let's see some errors. Now problem one found. We are asking to be signed up. That's a problem one, and definitely this is not okay because we are already signed up on Metaforce. So let's try it again. Let's try again and see if it can be solved. And this time around we click on MetaMask again, and then still the same problem. So now what's the cause of the problem? Let's get to find out what's actually the problem that is making us. Now after scrolling through our page, we can find out that sometimes these particular permissions has been skipped, and then we can spot the permission on the screen. You can see, wow, that's it. So we didn't give permissions to the smart contract, so we have to enable these permissions for you to be able to view your wallet balance and activities, and that is the only way we can actually have access to the website recognizing our wallet. So in this case, we are just going to accept the permission terms, which is about 2 of them: the one that's going to view your wallet balance and activity, and the one that's going to allow requests for transactions and approval. So in this case, we're just going to click on next button there, okay, and fine. Then we're also going to connect on the second permissions, and we're going to click on the connect button below to give the Metaforce website full access. Okay, we click now, and fine. So now that we do this, going to be keep connecting, and then connected. It's going to be connected to we can actually not want to waste time here. Sometimes it takes time to automatically refresh, so we can quickly go back into either the extension menu and reopen it, or we can scroll through our page. There you go, another error spotted, and this is gonna mark the beginning of another night where it's gonna keep loading forever. And let's find out how we can fix this up. Okay, let's try and find out. First of all, you need to know exactly what is causing some of these problems. And first of all, we are going to be looking at two categories of problems that could actually be a problem in these. So the first one is going to be the smart contract related errors. And then the next one is going to be the JSON RPC error. First, let's look at the smart contract. Now, first of all, there are two things that must be really considered in the smart contract. The first one is actually the permissions, the smart contract permissions. And the next one is the smart contract signing. Let's look at the smart contract permissions. For example, there are two permissions you need, which is number one is to view your wallet balance and activities. The next one is to also support requests for transactions approval. And first of all, let's look at the first part, which is to actually view your wallet balance. Let's take it like you building a house in the United States of America, and then you need to have a key to access that house, and that's actually like having a wallet, viewing wallet balance and activities. And we all know very well that even if you have a house in US, you need to have the legal documents that you actually own that house, and so these documents needs to be signed for you to access your house, even if it's your house and even if you finish building the house. So now for you to have a house is just like you know being able to have the permissions, but then for you to access your house, you really operate that house in a particular place, you need the permissions and the document. So the signing contract is very important. So most times what makes you to be able to access Metaverse website on a wallet is when you've accepted permissions. Without these permissions, the website is not even going to load, it's not even going to connect to the dashboard. Then the next error you're going to find there is that it loads forever. I mean, it loads forever, it's not going to show you anything. The reason you're having that, the number one reason, is because the smart contract is not able to find a verified signing, a verified contract signing. And that's actually, I mentioned, that part of you having a house, and then the permissions is you have the key to the house, and then you have electricity, those are permissions. But then for you to have access to operate that house, you need to have a legal document, and this is where the signing comes in. So if you are having your page loading and loading and loading, it means that there is no signing contract between your wallet and Metaverse. Yes, you've actually enabled Metaverse to be able to see your wallet and see your activities and request transactions, but then the Metaverse is not finding, the smart contract is not finding the permission. So you need to fix this. You saw the previous tutorial that I did before this particular session that showed you the errors was because the signing process was skipped, and the errors was because the permissions acceptance was skipped. So that is how you solve that. So if you fix those two problems, I'm telling you, you're not going to have this loading. You can see very well on my screen that it's going to load and load forever. It's going to keep looping. You can refresh, you can do a whole lot of things. You can even reload the page again. You can still open, check connected side. It will keep on reloading and without not really showing you the metrics. Now let's look at the next thing here. The next problem you're gonna have is the JSON RPC. Naturally, JSON is the JavaScript object notations, and RPC, the remote procedure calling protocol. And these two are very important in smart contract to ensure that transactions go through successfully. So now the possible reasons that you're gonna have is these three-man scenarios. These are three reasons why you're getting those JSON RPC errors. Number one, we are looking at outdated software. Like seriously, I'm too smart. The smart contract is telling you I'm too smart for your wallet app or your website. You need to update this particular wallet app and your extensions if you want me to access those things. The next one is actually the nonce. Gosh, give me a break. Like you are loading several transactions at the same time, and the smart contract can just cope with doing all of them at the same time. It tells you I'm not too super fast and super jiggy to be able to process this transaction. And lastly, the next one is the gas fees. Like, are you being serious? How are you expecting me to run errands for you when you don't provide fees? You have to have enough gas fees, which has to be in the native token of the coin you are, the network you're working on, for you to process this. So these are three things you need to fix, and when you fix these things are going to get okay, and you're not going to get those errors. I mean, if you can fix the nonce, do not repeat transactions, and then you can have enough gas fees on your wallet, and then you can ensure you update your wallet apps and everything, then you are going to fix this up. Now, since we know this, now let's see how to fix this up, and let's sort out all the problems related to the permission signing, related to the signing of the contract, and also updating our app. And then we are going to see if this is going to give us a fix. So in the next slide now, you're going to see if these things really work out. So stay tuned.
Okay, so at this point we're going to click on join, or we can click on login, and it's going to we can click on login at the top screen here, and then we can select our MetaMask tab, and then we can wait for it to load to try to synchronize, and it's going to ask for us to confirm the wallet, and we have to accept the instructions. It's a normal process. You just have to have some few seconds for it to load. Then I really notice if you rush this, then you're not going to get a successful signing, so you have to sign. So I'm going to sign, which means you are giving the Metaforce website access to the wallet as usual to being able to communicate. Remember that this is the wallet that is already registered on Metaforce, and we are actually trying to import it. So you just have to sign it, then wait for it to connect. Now the thing is, there is a logic here. You can actually close this menu and then maybe go back to your MetaMask wallet and then reload and then load the Metaforce website. But then I kind of discovered sometimes it makes the signing process not very successful. So sometimes I think maybe you can wait, or you can check the menu, or you can click and see if it's loaded. Okay, this one is the keyword, so let's check it out. Okay, fine, it's loaded. So immediately you will sign, it opens the Metaforce. You can see here we have the Metaforce website here. So a lot of things are shown here. We have preview NFT, so I can come and preview the NFT. Click on preview NFT. Let's see what it gives to us. If we can actually, it says you have to reach level 5 for you to be able to preview the NFT. Now you can click on preview. Now when you are using this, at some point, depending on the device you're using, you're gonna have a little bit problem of scalability, like it's not really scalable, like the screen is not showing everything. So if you're having that kind of problem, I advise you to click on this menu button here, and then click on select desktop side here, and then click on it, and then it's going to reload your page in a way that it shows everything, because when you're trying to access certain things, you will not be able to see it. Now when you are also using the desktop, there are some limitations. For example, you may not be able to see the sign out button. You may not be able to find to say someone using the ID. So it depends on whichever ones you want to use. So you can always switch back by clicking on this button, and then change it back here and remove it. Immediately you do that, you can click on this button and then change it back, and it's going to change it back to another form. So it's very easy and it's very swift. So it's going to reload the page in a mobile form. So I'm going to show you why that is important when you are using this particular browser to access. In case you are not seeing everything, you need to do that so that you can see everything. Okay, now let's try something out. Okay, now you can see very well that you can see your sign out button, you can see force ID, but then in this particular mobile mode you cannot see everything. But if you change it back to desktop mode, and then you are trying to check out your menu button, let's see something here. You can see very well that you cannot see the entire screen, that it's no longer scalable. I mean, something is hidden behind, and even when you try to scroll down, it's not coming up. So in case you're having these kind of problems, I advise you to switch back to the mobile mode. So in this case, I can click on minting of NFT. It says I must reach level 5. So then when I click this, it's going to take me down to the metrics, the classic program, and telling me that I need to buy more levels. So clearly you can see here, you can actually use this to access your business. You can check your levels. You can see this is a testing account, it's not yet level 5, so I can possibly buy or mint any NFT in this particular account. So now I want to quickly show you other things that you can do, and this allows you to access your Metaverse without errors, and you can actually use this to access any other account that you are having problems with. What I want to show you is you can actually delete this wallet out, and you can delete this Metaverse out, and you can use any other device at any point. And how can you do that? You go to your settings of the Kiwi browser, and then you come down to the settings like where what I showed you, and then you come down to this particular place. come down to settings, click on the settings, and then you come down to where we have all sites, and then you type here Metaforce. You can see here, and click on Metaforce. Now when you click on Metaforce, you can click on this button here to delete the data. It means it's going to delete everything we've signed in. The connection of Metaforce to this wallet is going to delete it off. So I'm just going to click on delete, and then it's going to ask me, do I really want to clear this out? Do I want to be signed out? I say clear, and then I'm going to be removed. Then for me to really enforce this, I can click on clear and reset, and this is going to delete this entirely, the history and everything from here. Okay, fine, so that's good. Now what about the wallet that I imported, and how do I remove the wallet from this particular browser in case I want to sign out or I want to sign up to another wallet? So it's very simple. What you do is you come down to these options here, you click on the menu button like I've been showing you, and you come down to extension and you click on extension. Now when you click on extension, you scroll down to where you have MetaMask and you click on remove. Then when you click on remove, it's going to ask you why you are removing and giving you some instructions like, oh, you want to install. You can see very well it clearly takes you to the official MetaMask website for you to install. So it asks you a lot of questions like, why are you removing? We want to get to know feedback from you. What I just choose here is I use MetaMask on another device, and then I can click on submit. Now my wallet has been deleted, my secret phrase has been deleted, and I no longer have it here on this particular browser. So that's how you can be able to use any browser. You can be able to use your phone and access Metaverse and access MetaMask wallet as if you are using a computer. Now this is going to make it look like you're using a computer, because most people are using their computer to log into MetaMask and to log into Brave and different other things. But if you don't have a computer device, it gets so expensive to update and upgrade a computer than to keep updating your Android phone. So it will be more expensive to update your Windows and your computer software compared to when you're just updating your Android or your smartphone or your iPhone software. So you can actually use this, and then the Android becomes more flexible because you can actually understand the menu and other things, unlike the system. I think in future we're going to be I may be doing a tutorial on how you can actually use any wallet at all, not just MetaMask. You can actually connect to any wallet and any website, any browser, and you can access Metaforce website without MetaMask wallet, without any other application, directly on the computer, and how it is done using what we call Wallet Connect. So thank you for taking your time to actually study this tutorial, and I hope it helps you solve a lot of problems for you and your team.
Thank you for watching.